justice and peace and equality.
Game Changers Magazine, Game Changers Media Network, Voices of the Village podcast, and we're back with Henry County Clerk of Superior Court, Miss Sabriya Hill. We've had a phenomenal conversation with you, sharing some insight on, where the state of, operating daily operations with the court and how, the impact that's being made in specifically Henry County and the things that you guys are doing. And you came in, first of all, congratulations for being I believe the first African-American clerk of Superior Courts for Henry County. You serve, you're in a season of first, in that first that kind of came through this county and changed the game. So we want to congratulate you on that, right? Thank you. It's Black History Month here as well, celebrating Black History Month. We celebrated all year, however. What were some of the oppositions? Because we know in being a change advocate, we face oppositions in our growth. But what were some of the oppositions that you faced when you originally came into the office? Because the celebration is good when we do it on Facebook. Hey, congratulations, first African American is, and da 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 da. But what were some of the oppositions you faced behind the scenes that kind of rattled you a little bit?
What's funny is that I didn't even know that I was the first African American when I won the election. Someone posted. He's now my staff member. Actually, he posted something on Facebook that I was the first African American, and I said, "Oh wow!" I think I sent him an inbox, and I said, "Am I the first African American?" I never knew it, so it was news to me. But so. Yes, did I face some opposition? And I did, and I think anyone stepping into a role like this would.
Okay.
Things that I faced were just a lack of openness and transparency to this office.
Okay.
So I wasn't really provided a opportunity to have a front seat at the office. Okay. So a lot of access to accounts and to even certain records, etc., that I should have had. Been able to come in and order stamps and et cetera, things that I needed for the first day, my first day in office. I wasn't afforded that opportunity, although I reached out to the former clerk several times and attempted to obtain these things and to gain access, and I wasn't provided. And so, although I knew that it was a barrier, I decided that I would not let that barrier stop me.
Right.
I said earlier in the interview, God sent me to this position, and I wholeheartedly believe that if God sends you somewhere, He's going to make a provision for you, and He did exactly that.
Absolutely.
And so every single hurdle or obstacle that was placed before me, He made a way.
Yes.
And He did. And so I had amazing staff. And He just sent people to me who were able to help me, advocate for me, and steer me in the right direction.
Right.
So we made it.
Right.
We made it.
Because even some people look at the clerk of court's job as like, okay, that's nothing. You're just a clerk of courts, like because we don't even know what a clerk of courts actually does. But you were responsible for valuable information that could be detrimental to not only the courts, but as well as individuals
and their livelihoods.
Yes. So coming in that situation, and again in part 2, we talked about how you advocated to digitize some of these things. I mean, that type of weight on your shoulders. How did you overcome? What was the perseverance to say, we're glad we're here, but we gotta change some things. Like, How did that pressure feel?
I felt like it was a tremendous weight
Okay.
that has been lifted off my, I'm not even going to say off my shoulders, but off my chest.
Okay.
Because I felt like I couldn't breathe.
Okay.
And if I come into this type of environment and I'm seeing everything around me, because literally like behind me were records stacked from the floor all the way up to the ceiling.
Oh.
Okay. And there was no type of security in the sense that the public was able to just come in here and just go through boxes
Yes. Yes.
of records.
Yes.
And I didn't know if somebody was going to take something out of here and walk out of here with something, and then, you know, and we never have access to it again.
And not just the public, but maybe an insider who is against the new things of order.
Absolutely. And so that was a tremendous weight on my chest.
Okay.
And I felt like I owed it to the citizens of Henry County, not just the citizens of Henry County, but the stakeholders of Superior Court.
Okay.
Because we have many stakeholders involved. We have our judges, we have the district attorneys,
Okay.
we have the attorneys, everyone who comes to us to get records.
Okay.
And we need to have these records available when they come.
Yes.
And so getting them and digitizing them was the only way that I could see
Okay.
that we could do this and be able to produce it to them in a timely manner.
Definitely understandable.
Right.
Now, a part of that, not just the opposition that you face and some of the setbacks, but you had to build relationships with some of what we call judges.
Absolutely.
And we all know that can be a hurdle for some people. You know, judges aren't like the easiest people to be friendly with. Not saying that they're bad people,
Right.
but we understand their call of duty and, you know, the position that they serve. What was it like having to build that, you know, coming in brand new, build that relationship with judges, prosecutors, DA, you know, we have a new African-American district attorney, you know, who's been here. Like, what was it like having to build that relationship to say, okay, operating this system on one accord?
I mean, I'm just going to be honest. I
Okay.
really have not had a bad relationship with any of my judges.
Okay.
Or district attorney or even attorneys.
Okay. Okay.
And I say that to say that God has just been with me.
Right.
I've been able to work well with them,
Okay.
even when there has been a misunderstanding. We have been able to resolve things. We have been able to communicate. And I just look forward to working with them for years to come.
Okay.
I don't have a problem reaching out to them whenever I need to reach out to them.
Absolutely.
And I make sure that I am accessible to them if they need to reach out to me. They have my cell phone number. They can reach me via email.
Okay.
They can walk down to my office. They can buzz themselves right through my door at any time.
Right. Right.
So, you know, and all clerks of courts are not blessed in that manner to say that they have that
Correct.
relationship.
Correct.
And I know because I talked to some of them. So I consider myself to be very fortunate in that area. And I just thank God.
Man, that's awesome. That's awesome. And we see you operating full circle through ministry. You recall that you were, you know, first lady. Your husband is a pastor. You're serving in the civil service area here. And how does all of that come full circle and making sure that we get the best version of, you know, you and the things that you're bringing to this great community?
How does it become full circle? Y'all pray for me. Because at the end of the day, I'm just an average Joe. Okay,
yeah.
right? Just trying to make it just like everybody else.
That's right.
And it's a heavy calling, but it's as heavy as you make it.
Yes. Yes.
And so if I just take it day by day and I just do what he tells me to do, I'm not going to have a problem. Do things get heavy sometimes and hard sometimes? Absolutely. And it does for everybody. But I have to know where my strength comes from.
Okay.
And I have to stay grounded in that. I have to know why I'm here. I have to know what the purpose is. I have to know what the vision is, and I have to keep that front. I have to keep that, when I say front, meaning I have to keep that in front of me.
Yes, yes.
And know what is supposed to move me.
Okay.
And I just can't get before that. I can't place myself before that. I just have to stay on task and just realize that this is a mission.
Yes, yes, definitely.
To get to the vision.
Yeah.
To get to the vision.
Definitely.
And he's going to continue to give me, us, because I'm not doing it by myself, little missions.
Right, right.
You know, and it may change.
Yeah.
To get to the vision, but we're going to get there, and we're doing it.
Man, we want to thank you for taking the time out, sharing your story. Taking the time out to give us time during your day, because we know your day is busy. So we appreciate you bringing and sharing your journey with us. And before we go, being that it's African American History Month, you know, you seeing the people that came before you paving the way.
Yes.
And you being where you're at now, there's a little African American girl, black or brown girl that's looking up, that's watching this interview right now, that's saying, you know, I want to be like her. I want to share. What do you say to that young person that's, you know, aspiring and goal driven? What do you say to them?
Absolutely. I say, go for whatever you set your heart, whatever you want to do in life, you can achieve it. You can do it. Just set your mind to it. I say, pray about it, because I'm going to be honest with you, I prayed. I prayed, and a lot of people keep that part out when they just say, just set your mind to whatever you want to do, and they leave the prayer part out. I prayed. So set your mind to what you want to do, pray about it, and do the work that is necessary to accomplish your goals. And when you do that, you can do whatever you want to do in life.
Game Changers Magazine, Game Changers Media Network, Voices of the Village podcast, where change starts with conversation. We thank Henry County Clerk of Superior Courts, Ms. Sabriya Hill. You guys, thank you for tuning in. Ease up. Stay tuned for our next one, and we appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
And equality, that the world they will see.